Hello, everyone. I hope you can see me okay. Good morning. This is Lamadam. I hope everyone's having a good a good start so far. This is Lamadam. Hey, everybody. I'll wait for a few folks to get on here. It's about 10 a.m. my way. Let me see so you guys can all see me. Very well, excuse me. Let me see here. Let me see if I can turn up the light. But that's kind of, see here. Oh, morning, morning. I see some folks. I like this one. Let's see if I can turn that up. Yeah, let's turn that up a little. Say, everyone, this is Lamadam. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I have a little word for today slash reading that I wanted to share with a few. I'll wait a few moments more. I know it's really early. This is Lamadam. It's been a minute, huh? Yeah, I think it's been a minute. Okay, I see a few. My tea is not hot enough. But yeah, so I have a word slash like reading that I want to share. I know it's kind of early. I don't know. With me, it's just been like, I mean, you can get it whenever, with me. That's just how it goes. Sometimes, I don't know. I just float like that. As one of my great aunties tell me, she always says, "Oh, we're like gypsies." I really believe somewhere in our past, we are somewhat gypsy women. But anyhow, this is La Madame. Say, everyone. So, welcome. So, I was pulled to do this reading, right? I've been pulled this energy. And I'm gonna apologize if my phone, is going off the ringer. I haven't yet learned how to silent everything out. I'm getting used to, social media. I'm getting real used to it, folks. So forgive me if you hear my phone interrupt. Forgive me if you hear my space heater go off and on, and like now, my daughter decides to call. Sorry, I had to do that because she'll keep calling. My older daughter. So anyhow, so I have this slash word, this energy that I've been feeling right lately, and I just keep trying to move away from it, and I keep getting this feeling. I've been pulled towards this energy. Again, this is just a word from Lamadam in my words, and slash kind of like a reading. I'm kind of picking up on the energy. Now, this energy that I'm picking up on, you guys are going to want to hear this. Okay. This is mainly the energy I want to pick up on is like the energy is pulled about these two dynamics. There's two dynamics, like duals, like male, female, male, male, female, female, however you want to put it, him, her, male, female. But mainly, I strongly feel that this is towards a masculine energy, mainly the males. So this one is going out to you guys. Show you guys some love. Y'all always think somebody leaving y'all out. I love y'all too. Okay, I don't hate men. I love men. I love what men can do. A good man, of course. And all that other stuff. But yeah, so this reading is mainly for men per se. I've been getting the energy that these two dynamics are kind of going at it. Okay? There's two masculines. Put this reading where it goes, where it fits, please. These two dynamics are head to head. Now, I believe one person knows who the other person is. Okay? Don't ask me how. I'm not going to give all that type of tea. But I will say that one person knows who this other masculine is, and the other masculine doesn't know who the other person is, but they know of this other person, this other masculine. Okay? I'm drinking my tea. I'm warming up. Okay? Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here with me. So, these two men kind of got this little fight. They're like fighting, somewhat like lightweight fighting or arguing. They kind of got this little drama going on between the two. Now, this drama can be because of a divine, him, her, her, however you want to put it. Okay? But they kind of have this argument going on. It's like kind of lightweight, like a feather. When a feather falls from a bird, it falls down just real slow, and wherever it withers, wherever it falls, it lands. It's kind of like a lightweight, like little argument or fight that these two men are doing. And it could be due to a fin, or it could be due to a person's position. Okay, it could be due to their position. Like, for instance, they feel like they're defending their position. It's like two masculines are head up with each other. If you think of two masculines that are head up, you know what I'm saying? Like if you think about boxing, and these boxers are about to fight, and they're both head up, and they be talking stuff. How they be talking before they fight. They be like, oh, I'm going to eat you alive. Oh, I'll eat my breakfast, my whatever. They start talking about your mama, making the mama jokes to piss you off, to get you to want to strike at them. So it's that type of energy. These two masculines, these two men are head to toe. One person knows of that person. The other person doesn't know who that person is, but knows that they are aware that it is another male. Okay? For a fact. They know this because maybe they had words on the phone before. Maybe the other person looked up and found out who the other person is. But they know of each other. One person has physically seen them. The other person has just kind of knows that it is a person on the other end. They're neck and neck, and they're fighting over this divine. Okay? This divine or position, some type of way they're defending their position. They feel like they have to defend their position. There are two different type of masculines. Let me explain the two different type of masculines I see. One masculine is probably, he could be, what do I call those? Like a square. Okay. Now, you know me, I talk street talk, but I'm very, very, you know how I am. I can talk. I'm down with whatever. I'm very down to earth. So I know how to talk, and I know what will catch the views by the words that I speak. I know how to speak to others. So I'm kind of speaking a little out of turn, but stay with me. One person can be a square. The other person can be like hardcore, like from the streets, from the hood, a hood nigga. Excuse my French. I told you it would come out. Okay? I am black, so believe it or not. I'm among everything, but I am black. So I can say that word. So anyway, one person's from the streets, and the feeling I'm trying to describe these two masculines, So one person's from the street, they have street credibility. Oh, I've been born, I've been raised here. This is my turf, this is my town. I'm from here. Everybody know me, right? And then the other person could be a square. It could be a square. It could be a person that's just really into the books, really just street smart, or really just book smart. You know what I'm saying? That grew up in the street, but decided to take a different route. They could be in law enforcement. They could be a fireman, a policeman, an investigator, a probation officer. They could be in the law somewhat, or they could have a type of title, job title that really carries a lot of power. Now, these two masculines are head up. They're kind of like fighting over this divine. Somewhat, they're fighting. They feel like they have to defend their manhood. Okay, this is the energy that I am getting. Okay, and so yeah, so the reason why this is probably happened is probably because of they're fighting over a divine. It's the principalities. It's about the principalities. It's kind of like, and excuse me, I'm very direct when I talk. It'll be something like, it could be somebody defending you, like as of like, let's say a big brother or a big uncle. Okay, and say a female goes up to an uncle or big brother, says, brother, I have this problem. This person's been bothering me. You know what I'm saying? I told him, I've asked him to leave me alone. He won't leave me alone. Okay, and brother uncle be like, oh, thank you for letting me know. I'll handle it. Don't worry about nothing, baby girl. I got it. I got you. Okay, that type of energy. And I'm using that as an example. So some type of way, there's this type of drama. Okay, it's this these two opponents. Okay, these two masculines. Stay with me. They're kind of like, and they might have had words on the phone. Maybe the female, we're still using that same example. Maybe the sister or the female that told her uncle / brother, whatever, that she got problems with this N-word, this nigga, or whatever, or, I got a problem, you need to go handle this, because, he ain't taking no for an answer. He won't leave me alone. He keep riding around my house. He keep doing this. He keep doing that. He keep disrespecting me. He won't take no for an answer. So the other person feels that, that they need to defend their loved one. And so maybe that's the reason why they're at it, because of this divine. Or maybe it's because of the principalities. Maybe somebody feels like they disrespected the other person, like maybe on the phone. Maybe somebody said, yeah, I heard, whatever. So maybe somebody tried to contact this masculine, right? These two persons. Somebody out of the two masculines tried to contact the other to try to feud out, the situation. But the other person was real rowdy and bowdy about it. You know what I'm saying? And so they really didn't talk. It just ended up to an argument or a fight. Maybe that. Put this where it fits. This is the type of stuff that goes on in this world. So to the people who are like, well, what is she talking about? It's over your head. You're not going to get it because you're probably not street smart. And no disrespect. So I've been getting a push and pull feeling that this is going on behind the scenes, that these two masculines are opposed about. They're very opinionated. The other person has something to say, like, well, I hold a high stature. I'm from the streets. People know me. I was born and raised from such and such, and the other person's like, oh, but you don't know me though, don't get it twisted. I know people, I know folks. Again, this could be two different type of breeds of Negroes, two different type. One is a smart type, one is a lawyer, one is it could be a probation officer, a police officer. The other person is just from the streets, a hard neck. You understand what I'm saying? A street hood. Okay. And so, but they're both are masculine, and they both want to get their point across, and they both got something to say, and they're both opinionated. And so some type of way they feel disrespected. Someone disrespected somebody they love or care about, or someone feels like they have high stature, like in other words, their job title, the position that they play, like, oh, you overstepped your boundaries, that's how you get down over there, but over here, this is how we do it over here. And so some type of way, these masculines are at each other's throat. And that's the energy that I've been getting. And so that's it. That's all. That's the tea. And I know that was, because it's early in the morning. So sorry I had to dump that on you all. But, that's where it went. So these two men are kind of in a situation and stuff like that. They're lightweight fighting, arguing. It could be over a divide. It could be over a position. It could be over disrespect. They feel disrespected and they feel like they need to, speak on the situation. They're both fighting over power of position. Okay. Hey, I see it. I'm lighting up out there. And so yeah, they're both fighting over power position. It's like they feel like they are being crossed by the other person. And this is what masculines are. Masculines are very high beings, meaning they take pride. They're very prideful, to a certain extent, and so for another brother or somebody else very masculine acting as though, acting as a man, putting themselves in a man's shoes, they're going to take offense to it. They're going to take offense. That's just how it goes. Like I made an example earlier, two boxers that are about to two opposing boxers, they're about to fight. They're head to head, and one person saying, "Oh, I eat you for breakfast alive." Oh, this and that. And they're talking, telling mama jokes and whatever. Well, not really jokes. Lightweight, kind of like trying to get the other person to fight first, or to hit first, or to get anger first. And so I feel this pull that is in the atmosphere. It's in the atmosphere. And so, that's what I want to share with you all. Like I said, now I'm going to say something positive. I'm guessing a lot of times, and I'll use some examples. These are examples. Okay. That story, take it and put it where you will. Like I said, I'm speaking English, but I do speak a little hood. I am around the corner. I'm one of them women that around the way girl. Okay. I kind of know things. I'm very street smart, but I'm very book smart too. So that's the only way I can explain it to you. And I've been just strongly led to talk about this because I keep having dreams. I keep seeing things. I keep in the energy, with, it being the full moon. I think today's the last day of the full moon. So, the things been going on up under that moon, boy. The nighttime, boy, things are going on. And, these personalities, people moving around and, everybody trying to get in where they fit in and stuff like that. I'm not hating the game because I'm part of it, and stuff like that. So they feel like there's a need for them to defend something, a situation, a divine. And so they have something that they want to say to the other person. And this is where I'm going to speak on something positive about it. I'm going to try to shed some light, and I'm going to try to make the peace between the both. If you can relate to what I'm talking about, don't go on the deep end. Don't go in the deep end too far deep. But it is good to know what could be going on in your energy. What could be going on around in your energy. It's very important to know that. So if a friend or somebody comes up to you and tells you, "Man, I've been beefing with this person. I don't know who it is. I'm trying to find out who it is." And they try to do their footwork, trying to find out, who this other person is. Like I said, one person knows who that person is, knows who they are, knows what they look like, knows everything. The other person doesn't know who they are. They just kind of got they can hear they've had a conversation, some type of way they have had words with each other over the phone or some type of way, and sometimes it's the people that and it could be, whatever, through, and stuff like that. So you really need to ask yourself, men, masculines, this is mainly for the men. You need to really ask yourself, is it really worth it? If you come from the Generation X like me, a 76er or anywhere near that, we've been through the most together. We grew up together. Whether we live on different sides of the world, it doesn't matter. Us 76ers, we've grown up. We've lived in the same earth, the same round, and so that's the truth. And so, we've seen things happen in the past and how things used to be, in the past. And, we don't want to relive it. And it's really not worth it. You need to ask yourself, is it worth you, getting into a fight or worse? I ain't going to say that word. I'm not saying that. I don't want to hear nothing of that. I don't want things to go that way at all. You know, well, I'll say, is it worth you going to prison or jail or worse? No, it's not. So I don't want to hear that. So y'all just try to beef it out or whatever. But you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Yeah, you want to defend the other person. And me, like a femme like me, I'm not being heard. I'm out the way. They're kind of like pushing me out the way. You know, a person push somebody like you stand, you sit back here. You don't say a word. You just be quiet. That's something like my big brother would tell me. Something. You be quiet. You don't say a word. Men's is talking right now.